we have how many stereoisomers are produced when the following compound is reduced using excess of LiLH4 followed by hydrolysis. So first thing is the reduction of this compound by LAH followed by hydrolysis. Now we know that LAH is basically a hydride donor. It is a good reducing agent or a strong reducing agent, and it reduces my carbonyl groups to alcohol. So first thing is this derivative of adamantane. So we have this compound, and here this double bond O becomes OH. Now here we get two conditions, either this is like this or in the other way, and because of this possibility or the other way around, we have only two isomers, and as it has plane of symmetry, so we do not have optical isomerism here. So in total we get two stereoisomers for this compound. Okay, so the answer is 2. So in this question we have been given combined stereoisomers possible in complex 1, 2 and 3. So it means for the first 3 compounds we have to write combined stereoisomers, and for the next 3, that is 4th, 5th and 6th, we have to tell the combined unpaired electron. So first thing is to calculate stereoisomers for the initial 3 compounds, and then to calculate the unpaired electrons in the next 3 compounds, and then we have to calculate the value of 2x plus y by 2. So let's begin our question. So first compound is Ru ethylene diamine 2Cl2. Now here we know that ethylene diamine is a bidentate ligand. Now if it is a bidentate ligand, it means here I have two possibilities. Either this compound, that is Ru En twice, either it is trans, the ClCl is present in trans form, or the ClCl is present in cis form. Now if it is trans, we have a plane of symmetry and the compound becomes optically inactive. So from here we will get only a single isomer. Whereas if it is cis in nature, this is ethylene diamine and this is the cis isomer. And now we know that this compound is basically optically active. So for this compound we have its mirror image also, that plus is mirror image. So in total we are obtaining 2 isomers from here also. So in total we have 3 stereoisomers. So for first compound the total stereoisomers are 3. Let's look at the second option. Now in second case you can see that all the ligands are same and all the ligands are bidentate, and here I am getting a octahedral complex. Now if I am getting a octahedral complex by having, so it is of a type of MAA thrice N plus minus. So for such complexes we know, for example CO oxalate thrice 3 minus. So for such compounds what we have to do, we know that these are basically optically active, and as this compound is optically active but it is geometrically inactive, it does not show geometrical isomerism, but because of the optical isomerism we get 2 isomers. One is this one and the other is its mirror image, because there is no plane of symmetry in this compound. So first having 3, this one having 2 stereoisomers. Now moving on to the third part. So third part is metal ammonia 4Cl2 with trigonal prismatic geometry. Now this is something interesting. You have not heard about trigonal prismatic, and if you have heard, there have been given a structure also. So in this trigonal prismatic, what we have to assume is that our metal is present in the center and these ligands are present at these 6 corners. Now the thing is we have to place 2 chlorine atoms. So we have different possibility. First possibility is when my Cl are just adjacent to each other on the same side. Now here I have a plane of symmetry like this. And if I have a plane of symmetry like this, which is in this plane also, so this is my plane of symmetry, so it means from there I will get a single product. But if I have, this is not the Cl now, one Cl here and one Cl here. Now again there is a plane of symmetry in this way. Now if we have a plane of symmetry in this way, again that becomes optically inactive and we have one more isomer. We do not have its mirror image. Then last option is we have one Cl here, but the other Cl, let's say here or here. Those are just similar positions. In this way we do not find any plane of symmetry or any symmetry element, and that's why we have this compound and its mirror image. So in total we get two isomers from here also. So total stereoisomers from this compound is 4. Now the question says that X is the total value of combined stereoisomers. So the value of X from here is 3 plus 4 from here and 2 from the second case, that is 3 plus 2 5 plus 4 9. So my value of X is 9. Now I have to look for number of unpaired electrons. Now in this case nickel Cl2 ppsd2 tetrahedral. Now we have been given the geometry. Now if the geometry is tetrahedral, oxidation state of nickel is +2. Now if nickel is +2, it means we have 3d8 4s0. So this is something like this. And if the geometry is tetrahedral, it means s and p orbitals have been used for hybridization. It means these two unpaired electrons remains as such. There is no pairing of these unpaired electrons. If it is a square planar, then they will get paired. But here this is tetrahedral, so we have two unpaired electrons from here. Then for the second case, you know, whenever you have +2 oxidation state of palladium and platinum, just remember this thing. Whenever palladium or platinum is in +2 oxidation state, its coordination number is 4, then the geometry is always a square planar. It will never be tetrahedral. Okay, whatever be the ligand, will it be chlorine or water or hydroxide, whatever be the case, if the number of ligand is 4, oxidation state is +2, it is a square planar. And as it is a square planar, this is also the case of D8. Now these gets paired and we have 0 unpaired electrons. So here the number of unpaired electrons that we obtain from here is 0. Then finally for NiCl4 2-, this is again the same case. Nickel is in +2 oxidation state, X minus 4 is equals to -2, that is +2. And chlorine is a weak field ligand, so it will not do the pairing. So hybridization here is sp3. And as the hybridization is sp3, so it means the number of unpaired electrons from here is also 2. Now I am going to calculate the value of Y. So for fourth, number of unpaired electrons is 2. For fifth, it is 0. For sixth, it is again 2. So this is 4. Now the question has asked that what is the value of 2x plus y by 2. That is 2 into 9 plus 4 divided by 2. This becomes 18. 18 plus 4 is 22. And 22 by 2 is 11. So yes, the answer of this question is 11. Moving on to my next question. That is, how many of the following compounds have XOX or Y bond angle more than the HOH bond angle in water? Now bond angle in water is around 104.5, that you all know. Why this happened? Because of these two lone pairs which do a large lone pair repulsion. Now we have to see that in which of the following cases the bond angle is larger than this HOH bond angle, that is around 104.5 degree. Now first case is CH3OH. Now as we have R group here, it means the bond angle is going to be larger. And also this methyl is not that much electronegative. So in this case the bond angle is larger. So this is the first case where we will find angle greater than 104.5. Then what about this? Here also we have two R groups, and whenever we have two R groups, the bond angle is either 109.28 around that, or it is even larger than 109.28. We have seen this in case of ethers, that in ether the bond angle is larger than 109, and that's why whenever we have such bulky groups, the angle is larger. In this case also, in ClO2, the chlorine atom is very large in size, and again the bond angle increases. But there is a case, that is OF2. Now the size of fluorine is not that big, and fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen. Now as fluorine is more electronegative, what it do is it pulls electron density towards itself, and because of that there is less electron repulsion between these bonds, and that's why there is more lone pair repulsion effect, and that's why in F2O the bond angle is lesser than that of H2O. So OF2 does not have a larger bond angle than water. Then OSiH3, here what happens? Here there is, this should be 2 here, so here there is back bonding takes place, and because of that the bond angle increases. In this case you can see it is a 5-membered ring, and we know that in a 5-membered ring the ideal angle is around 108, and if the ideal angle is around 108, so it must be greater than 104. So yes, this is also the case. Then 2 ethyl groups, I have talked about methyl, so if I have ethyl, then the bond angle is larger than this one. Then we have P4O6. P4O6 have a structure something like this. Now in this case also the bond angle, these are basically a tetrahedral geometry, and here also the angle is close to the ideal tetrahedral bond angle. And the last option is Cl2O7. Now this is having very large bond angle, as we have two bulky groups. This is OClO3, and here also we have ClO3. Now these groups are larger in size, and because of that its bond angle is somewhere around 118, which is much larger than 104. So we find a single case only, that is OF2, in which the angle is smaller. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in total we have 9 compounds in which bond angle is larger than HOH bond angle. So this is all about this paper. It looks difficult, yes it is difficult, but if you read the questions carefully you will find that you are able to solve or crack many questions. So this is all about our open mock test paper 1. Next we are going to discuss about open mock test paper 2 JEE Advanced. Thank you. Goodbye.